really like the Beatles themselves.
We don't look to see the crowd.
Now let's get the whole story from the lucky guy who plays Paul in Beatlemania. By the way, he's the one on the left-hand side of your screen. Give another cheer for Mitch Weissman. Here he is. Welcome to Kids and People, too.
Thank you very much.
Man, how did you first hear about Beatlemania?
Well, actually, at the time, I was sitting someplace and someone called me up on the telephone and said, they're looking for people who look and sound like the Beatles. And so I said, well, it sounds like fun,
Well,
so
he
why don't I go?
certainly sounds like it, doesn't he, audience? Huh? I think you're putting me on,
Well, you're right, I am putting you on. But there's some parts of nighttime, this is the way I sound.
It sounds absolutely magnetic. It's almost frightening. What was it like to go to an audition and see hundreds of other people who look just like yourself?
Well, speaking as myself right now.
Okay.
It was quite a thrill to walk into the room. We didn't know, or I didn't know what I was going to see when I walked in to do it.
Right.
And the original auditions were singular. And then when we had the callbacks, the room was filled with people who looked like different era Beatles.
Yeah.
From different times, 68, 72. I mean, it was the whole different spectrum. So it was funny. It was very, very funny.
Oh, it had to be weird. It had to be absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
When the search for a John, Paul, and George and Ringo finally came to an end, how did the group prepare for the show? What was the move?
We were located in New York. The four of us were found here. And then we took ourselves into a recording studio and rehearsed for 10 months, listening to the records, listening for inflections, for musical things, ability things to identify with. And it was very difficult work. We're still rehearsing.
Oh, all the time. You never stop.
Every time we do the
How
show.
many sets of John, Paul, George, and Ringo's are there?
Well, there's really only one set of John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
That's true.
But the show is located now in 3 different cities. There's the Los Angeles cast, there's the Chicago show, and there's the original show still running at the Winter Garden here in New York.
Well, you got to do us a favor. How about coming down with the kids and singing Yesterday?
Sure,
would you?
I'd love to.
How about it, youngsters? Would you like to hear that? All right. Make yourself comfortable. There we go. Here it is, Yesterday.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Fantastic. Oh, that was lovely. don't you go away, because we're going to be back with Mitch, and later on in the show we're going to meet an Olympic gold medal marathon runner, and we're going to be holding a press conference with Edgar Allan Poe. Can you believe that? Oh, dug him up for the show, so stick around, because we're going to prove the kids are people too. So top the charts 14 years ago, everybody's been experiencing Beatlemania. And that's also the name of the hit show that's sweeping the country. It's made up of 4 young men who look, sound, and act just like the Beatles. So now let's get a first-hand account of what it's like to be a Beatle from the young man who plays Paul in Beatlemania. Let's give a nice Kids Are People Too welcome to Mitch Weissman. Mitch! Nice to have you back on the show.
Thank
and
you.
You've got to answer questions from our youngsters in the audience, because I know they have a lot of questions that they'd like to know about Mitch Weissman.
I'd love that.
Fair enough? Okay, here we go. I'm going to jump right on that.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a young lady. What's your name?
Florence,
Okay, Florence, what would you like to ask Mitch?
what did you think when people started saying that you look like Paul?
Well, I was surprised. I walked out of my house one morning right after the Ed Sullivan show when they first appeared, and some little girl ran up to me and said, "You're wearing a turtleneck just like he does on the first album cover. You look just like Paul." And so that was the first time, and I was pretty surprised by it.
That's a very nice question. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Got a pretty girl over here. Yes, what would you like to know?
When's your birthday?
May 31st,
How old are you?
25.
Oh, an old man there. Okay, yes, young fella.
Why did you want to imitate Paul McCartney? Paul.
Well, at the time, I thought it would be a lot of fun to do it. When I first auditioned for the show, along with my other 3 friends, they said, "Would you like to do it?" And I said, "Yeah, it would be a lot of fun." So that was...
All right. Fantastic. I thank you very much, Mitch Weissman, and I think we have somebody heading down. Oh, yeah, she's going to take a parachute jump right down here with her book and bike bag, and that's going to go to everybody. That's Kids Are People 2 book and bike bag, and if you'll take a look inside, there's a Kids Are People 2 shirt. You hold on to that, and here is a beautiful book on the Beatles, and that goes to each of our kids. Thank you very, very much. We'll be back with Mitch Weissman, but right now, let's watch 2 people who always seem to have some helpful advice. Alex and... Delightful having you here.
Thank
Kids
you.
Are People Too.
Thank you
It's my
very, very
pleasure.
much.
Pretty talented fella, huh, folks? Huh? All right. Don't you go away. We'll be right back with a lot more fun coming your way on Kids Are People Too.